Hello there, I'm Ken V.
And I'm Tubby G.
And welcome to Randime. Today we'll be watching Soul Eater. A little bit a while back I watched Soul Eater Not, which was sort of a continuation in the universe of Soul Eater, but today we're watching the actual original Soul Eater. I've already seen it before, but let's see, what was your first impressions?
Interesting art style. Very interesting. I'm more confused about some of the things, like why the moon and the sun are always laughing and why the moon is bleeding. But it was an interesting art style, interesting concept. I like the whole people working for like death, basically, almost. Death being cartoony and all that. I hear he changes, but...
Indeed, it was a very interesting anime. The beginning of it was in a style I had not really seen before with many anime, is a prologue style of different characters of the cast. Not much of the head-bobbing variety, but it showed stuff. We watched the first two prologues, which was one for Maka and Soul and the other for Black Star, and I think Death the Kid's the next one and whatnot. And so for Maka and Soul, it was very interesting. It showed the dynamic of Meister, who is a person who wields a weapon to fight Kishin, people who are evil beings that are corrupted from humanity and must be slain for their souls because they consume other people. They kill and consume their souls. And then there's the weapon, which is what Soul Eater is, that is a human being that turns into a weapon.
And eats souls.
And eats souls. And the whole point is that you need 99 of those Kishin souls, those corrupted people from humanity's souls, and you need one witch soul to create a death scythe.
I got 99 souls, but a witch ain't one. And
eventually, to some, a very lucky few, that does happen. Eventually, they do get a witch soul, which creates a death scythe, a scythe that Death himself will use. And conveniently, the last death scythe, which you see within the series, was Maka's father, who is very emotional over his divorce going with his wife, Maka's mother, because of his cheating and whatnot. He's a very interesting character, I found, which, of course, got the beating behind Death himself, who I agree, it's a very interesting art style for him, of being so, I'll say PG, I guess, for the fact that he's Death, the Reaper himself, with his patented death chop.
No. Reaper chop.
Reaper chop. Sorry, his patented Reaper chop. That was pretty comical throughout the 2 episodes.
Reaper chop.
Yeah, and then also through Soul and Maka's journey in episode 1, where they had 99 souls after beating Jack the Ripper. They killed him for the 99th soul. Then they're after a witch, who they're fighting.
Ends up being a cat.
Ends up being a magical cat, who's obsessed with pumpkins. I have no clue why.
It just looks so friendly.
Which was funny. So then they have to now restart, which is just pretty comical in general to see. And then the second episode, which I like a bit better, which was Black Star, who's just, he's the airhead big shot who is, I guess the reason why he does it is because he's actually a small guy himself, but he's that classic small guy, but is compensating by being the airhead bigger than really what he really is to cope with that type of style and of person. And he's a very interesting character, a very loud, obnoxious character, and his weapon, Tsubaki, is kind of the opposite. She's the more intelligent one of the group, so it's a very interesting dynamic between those two.
It's a good mix up there. You got the airhead wielder, but the experience. So if he became experienced and wise, they'd actually be really.
Yeah, and I think later on it does happen. And actually, another interesting thing for Tsubaki, unlike Soul, what's kind of cool I like about her is she had different modes too. She it's sort of like first her original mode was like a chain weapon with 2 like sickle things or whatever, and then she could become a shuriken, which was pretty huge.
Smoke bomb.
She can become a smoke bomb.
She can become Black Star.
Yeah, that Shadow Star technique was pretty fucking epic in the end. But in general, I like Soul Eater. I enjoyed the series a lot. It was really fun. Death the Kids, we didn't really watch the 3rd episode, sadly. But he's still kind of one of my favorite characters of the series. But what would you give this?
In rating? Let's see.
No, and chicken nuggets.
Well, that's a whole different rating system, my friend. Well, that's an interesting question. Gonna go 4 out of 6 this time.
4 out of 6.
May continue it if I ever want to.
For me, I give it a 5 out of 6 because I've seen the entire show. It does get better, and I really enjoyed it a lot. It was a very interesting, unique, style and concept of stuff. So yeah, I give it a 5 out of 6 on that one. And if you would like to suggest an anime, or if you've seen Soul Eater, throw in the comments down below, give a review or a suggestion. And while you're down there, hit the thumbs up button, hit subscribe if you hadn't already, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.